Alright, so hello everyone, Firemac here, and welcome back to my Endwalker playthrough for Final Fantasy XIV with Firemac. So, yeah, okay. We're in the middle of the quest, which I'm not a fan of doing what I usually do, but it was just the timing of what was going on in the episode. I was doing so many role quests, I just didn't want to intermingle that too much in the same episode, so yeah, let's go. Put on J. I dare say Master Fulchino was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidelin's lunar custodians, as he will soon discover they have much and more to offer to the Forum. But I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith. We may yet have time to discuss thy recent adventures as we are summoned to the rostrum. You guys have no idea what you're in for. I have an answer to all our problems. Yes. Also, there's extra quests all of a sudden. Well, looks like that's something for me to do in between episodes. For love pudding, of course. The Loporrits are here. That made me realize when we do get the Beast Tribe quest for the Loporrits, they won't be on the moon. They'll be in a different area. Okay. It's confused for a moment. And there's this woman. So yeah, what was I saying? Honestly, don't remember. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, that's right. I forgot about these things. I don't know, I guess I just wanted to make this in its own episode thing, I guess. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, that itched. Oh my god. Oh. Right. Oh yeah, they have no idea what I have in store for me. I have an answer to all the problems. Like, we know what to go after. And that exodus that the Forum is planning has to be put on hold because we need the moon to actually take us to where we need to go. Like, I don't think they realize that. So it will be Alpha now that does the great exodus, or the get in the way. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. I think. Maybe? Yes. I don't know. They're just not. Nobody's ready for what I'm about to say. That's all I can say. But Emmett Silk was their buddy all along. Not that I'm complaining to it on Jay, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor I thee. In extolling the virtues of Aetheris, I did inadvertently awaken in the Loporrits a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Krall tells us you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I've news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, and so I would rather hear them first. To what revelations did Heidelin's Alpus flower lead? Oh boy! You're ready for this? So, like, Emmett Silk was there the whole time, and you guys don't know, but Hythlodaeus is freaking awesome, and he's a cool dude. And, like, freaking... whoa, like, I can't even say it all in that little bit I just got there. I need more time. Then this dynamis is what drives the final days. If it and Akasha are one and the same, this all but proves Nadana's theory. Where an entity through sheer force of emotion to channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river, its power might surpass even that of ether. But if our star is so replete with ether, say Said entity would need to be outside of its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the Great Expanse. Meteion. Or rather, the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Aetheris. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim, to defeat Meteion. You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Meteion and deliver the world from the final days, but to even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. Before Meteion escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Vena, the woman who would become Hydaelyn. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, so we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and Vena, Yumet, and Elpis are one and the same. Hold on. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, so we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and Vena, Yumet, and Elpis are one and the same. I don't know about that. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Hydaelyn possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Aetheris, not to say. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteion? The Vena I know would never give up. No, but Meteion is still out there. I like the first one better. That's my impression too. Otherwise, she wouldn't have used me as a conduit of her will, or provided clues such as the Elpis flower. Or she could have just told us. I guess she couldn't tell us too much. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. So, what's the second condition? We must find a means to reach Meteion. We have it, it's the frickin' moon. Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely upon wheresoever she has made her nest. Then communing with Hydaelyn must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Matoya have any luck with your investigation into Netheros Sea? Sadly not. Though we enlisted help of Arnvold and other Echo-blessed allies, we couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Hydaelyn, even from within the Anti-Tower. Master Matoya is of the opinion that, in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Hydaelyn. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea, built closer to home. Ujika Sunjika. Sorry to interrupt. We've just received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in the Rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Then Father was able to persuade them. You think. But we'll see. They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. Yeah, because we basically come to learn everything they know. So it's like, what more can they tell us? 'Twas Hydaelyn's commandment that in the event a Zodiac should perish, the leopards were to deliver the people of Aetheris from harm. Though, that be the limit of their duties, they possess knowledge of unparalleled of the great expanse and the means of its traversal. Yeah. Should they be persuaded to assist us in our efforts to reach Meteion, we would do well to heed their counsel. At first, I wasn't sure what to make of Hermes and his motives. But it's like we discussed at the Great Work. When faced with the harsh realities of life, some seek the release of death. Others grow defiant. They fight. Either way, it is our right to choose. Woo! Woo! Well, that was such a much quicker response than I was expecting. Nice to know our efforts on the Magna Glacius didn't go unnoticed. Father has granted us the opportunity we've been waiting for. Though we know not what information, if any, they intend to reveal. There's only one way to find out. To the Rostra. Hope you don't mind me staying behind while you attend your big meeting. The Rostra reminds me a bit too much of the supremely scary tribunal in Ishgard. You forgive me if I keep my distance. After you left for Garlemald, I went to Labyrinthos to tried to reach Heidelin using Alpus flowers. Alas, my attempts were in vain. I can only assume that she spent a vast amount of her power in the confrontation with Daniel, and is presently unable to communicate. Right, okay, I was trying to remember where that was. Indeed, as her presence left my body, I could feel how faint it had grown. Master Matoya has expected for some time that the Forum has been constructing a new facility for the purpose of surveying the Ethereal Sea. Of course, as the custodian of the Anti-Tower, which would presumably be rendered obsolete as a result, she has a few things to say about that. Nothing that should be repeated in polite company. You understand. After seeing Graha and stealing back to Garlemald, I stayed in Locus Ominous for a time. Being in an imperial province, it was already in turmoil before the onset of the final days. You would have believed the difficulties we had overseeing the evacuation of the villages we visited. I have faith that the detachment we left behind will continue our work and shepherd the people to safety. To what safety can be found in a world coming to an end. To think the Crystal Tower of the First is capable of such feats as sending one's soul into the distant past. The events you witnessed and helped shape may yet hold the key to forestalling the final days. I'm reminded of dear friends in a future I unmade, whose selfless efforts saw the 8th Umbral Calamity averted. In this lifetime at least, too much has been sacrificed for us to abandon Aetheris now. Now, I wonder in that other future, would Zodiac have won and come back or something? I wonder. Alright, to the Rostra. Rostra Steward. The forum is in session, and as such, the Rostra is closed to visitors. No, we're important. A sign of the 7th dawn? Very well, you may wait in the corridor. Of course, entry will only be permitted on the condition you leave your armaments at the door. Lest you forget, this sacred institution holds rational discourse in the highest. The implements of war are expressly forbidden. Yeah, okay. Going in with swords blazing. You can't stop me! Yeah! Yeah! Voice time, I'm sure.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Yep.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter.
Whew.
On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glacies. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzat-Han. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzat-Han was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
Ah, there it is. Hold on. So it's simple to deduce. You have a Concord. And so you would never have abandoned it, would you know? Okay, I had to reread that because I wasn't processing it correctly. Alright, so you're talking about something else.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Oh, someone's happy.
Delightful as always, Master Alfino. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself.
I like this guy.
Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms?
How many do we need again for anything to pass? Because it's not 100%, right?
71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
He didn't vote for it, huh?
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
As suspected. Oh, okay. That's a lot of people to talk to. Let's start with Fortuno. Rest assured, I have every intention of honoring the Forum's decision. My affinity for espionage may have earned me the title of Archon, but I was completely unaware of the Forum's plans. There may have been clues here and there had I been of a mind to look for them, but contemplating that possibility only serves to further wound my pride. Not that anyone could have realistically surmised that their brilliant stratagem was to build a giant ship, fly to the moon, a still larger vessel in truth, and use that to travel to another star. Even now, the whole idea seems positively absurd when spoken aloud. Of late, I have seen no sign of the Loperites. This being their first opportunity to experience the wonders of Charlian, the potential for misadventure is nigh infinite. Perhaps the Midgard Stormer was still alive, in the traditional sense. That is, he could have offered to help the vessel attain the necessary speeds. Then again, there's no guarantee his contribution would make enough of a difference to matter. The further we pursue the mysteries of the universe, the more I struggle to comprehend the fortuitous nature of time itself. We measure and quantify it based on observations of celestial bodies, such as the sun and moon, but from your account it is unclear whether the ancients have viewed time in a similar manner. I mention this because, while Vanan knew the final days would reoccur at a defined point in the future, she presumably had no way of knowing exactly when. Even so, the completion of the Forum's preparations to escape to the moon, aligning so closely with the advent of the final days, is surely no coincidence. I'm a little vexed that we have yet to learn of the Forum's replacement for the Antitower, though I suspect that in time they'll share that too with us, and with Master Matoya, if they've any sense. Phew, I'll admit, bringing up the issue of the Forum's incomplete arc was more than a little daunting. They were, to their credit, quite open about the current state of affairs. What was even more surprising, though, was when they took Alphino up on his offer. While I very much take issue with the Forum's approach to selecting whom to save and when, they're not wrong for wanting to minimize potential conflicts. Fortunately, if this plan of ours actually works, the Great Exodus itself will become entirely unnecessary. Sorry for not letting the rest of you in on my plan. I was admittedly thinking on my feet for the most part, but since we require both a means of communing with Hydaelyn and reaching Medion, in the spur of the moment I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the arc as a way to work towards both objectives simultaneously. However, we must first keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem of the Etherburner. I like to think of it as not a challenge beyond our combined expertise, or at least expertise of our extended circle of associates. As in, we're gonna finally bring in Sid, right? Because Sid has been kind of absent for what's supposed to be like the finale of this giant arc that started with, with 1.0, if you really want to think about it. It might behoove us to learn on how an Etherburner actually works before we attempt to improve it, though. As Father seems so eager to help, maybe we can have him educate us about the Etherburner. Going underground. Oh, dude, I forgot to switch jobs. I forgot that was a thing I was trying to do. Crap, is this level 89? No, okay, good. Fortuno's ability to maintain a stiff upper lip is being sorely tested. As instructed, I shall take you to see the Etherburner. Meet me outside in the Archeum. I trust you can make your way there, your own way there. So the Ark is being built in Labyrinthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? Yay, 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 yay! We're gonna finally go all the way down there. I was waiting for the second half of Labyrinthos, and like, sheesh. Sheesh! Oh my gosh, so many people to talk to, so little time. I don't understand the appeal of shaping it took to look like the world above. Make your peace with what it is, or go outside if that's what you prefer. Well, they're like growing stuff down here, and whatever. That we have been granted permission to enter the lower levels is proof of our increased standing. Would that they had been willing to confide in us sooner. Among the many and varied documents sent to the moon, I did chance upon several inventories made in Archean. Mayhap the Forum believed such records would provide insight into the intricacies of clerical duties. Regardless, the Loporrits did not consider them worthy of more than a cursory glance. Where once we were refused entry, we are now welcomed as guests. It has been many moons since I last visited Labyrinthos. As vast the archives were back then, they've only continued to grow in the days since. Some would surely object to the Forum allowing foreign elements to have the run of their secret facilities. We should count ourselves lucky. No, not, damn it. Yeah, well, fine, let's talk to Prowl. Do they intend to carry everything the Archean to the moon? They said they started loading scientific records and biological samples, but did they really need all of it? It seems so long ago that we first set foot in here. Our destination lies in the lower levels. The Forum, in its wisdom, has granted you access to the Archean's lift. Step inside and have Opheline take you to the medial circuit. Opheline? I think it's Opheline. Actually, let me talk to that guy over here. The one who ratted us out. This punk right here. In accordance to Exodus Protocol, access to Archean and its related services have been suspended indefinitely. Your cooperation, understanding, appreciated. Man, you shut up, man. Hey, hold on. Just slap the crap out of you. Shut up! Alright. You wish to use a lift, yes? Absolutely. Slappy slappies. Slappy slappy slappies. I have sent your associates ahead to Logisticon Alpha on the other side of the Muriel Agronomics. Actually, there's something I have been meaning to. No, never mind, it can wait. Let us attend to the matter at hand. Wait, where? Over there? So that's where we're going. I thought we were about to go to the other side from over here. But I guess that makes sense. Wee, oh wee, oh wee, oh wee, oh wee wee, oh wee, on wee, on wee, on wee, on wee. Okay. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, good times, good times, good times, good times. Rrr. Mirror. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Alright, sorry. Get a little distracted. Man, look at you. Freaking. So I didn't forget about you, sightseeing log. Got other stuff to do. Oh man, it's so weird. There's nobody here. Do these fates. See, this is what I mean. I missed out on all the hype because I was so busy for this crap. Man, makes me sad. Missed out on all the fun. Like the hundreds and thousands of people that were here. I mean, I wasn't completely missed out on it, but it's still... It's not something you want to... It's the fact that I didn't finish while everyone else is still around is what bugs me the most. Logisticon Alpha. To the west. There's everybody. Oh man, am I really... This is gonna take a long time if I have to talk to everybody every single time. The fields we passed along the way brought back memories of Ferndale. Unfortunately, we were never blessed with such abundant crops. We must be close to Central Circuit, which is where Charlene's greatest secrets are held. The tomes I have perused told this whole story. The further underground we go, the more surprises we find. I wonder what this place is actually for. On our journey here, I was filled with an inexplicable sense of elation to see vegetables other than carrots being cultivated. Why, in here brought a tear to my eye. Knowing the form, even the people working down here are probably kept in the dark about the true purpose of this place. Oh, there you are, having words with Master Fulchno by any chance? Yeah, he wants... something's on his mind, but... we'll see. We are to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here being Logisticon Alpha. Logisticon, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Water is drawn from underground and dispersed as vapor, stimulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. By manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they are able to create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of the biological samples kept here. Hold on, how do you know so much about it? Why, Father brought me here as a child. What? It left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind when you went off somewhere with Grandfather. The night before, I had been asking Father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It was fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. It is all too easy to take for granted the many interweaving aspects of the natural world, to grow inured to the wondrous. By having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loporrits in recreating a similar environment, I have come to view such processes in a new light. The subterranean guardians of Labyrinthos, the lunar prison forged to contain the ancient Zodiac, the habitations built from all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique, yet undeniably similar. 'Tis no mere coincidence. Ever since Hydaelyn unfolded to us the grim fate that awaits Aetheris, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos, in preparation for the Great Exodus. But that is not all. It is also a testing ground for the technologies that will also allow us to settle on distant stars. Though the Loporrits have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Alas, time is not on our side. I have arranged for you all to enter the central circuit. It is there that most of our preparations for the Great Exodus are carried out, the construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will be subject to said restrictions. Will not be subjected to said restrictions, and will have free reign to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the Forum, after all. We will prove ourselves worthy of their trust. Your trust. Then let us proceed. Oh, that's some good soda. I need that. Okay. Let's go down, Hester. By decree of the Forum, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn are permitted to enter the Central Circuit. Yes, please! I've been dying to go to the second half of Labyrinthos already. Oh my god, there's so many people to talk to! Northwest, okay, cool. Oranje. The temperate environment here is not unlike that of the best ways of burrow, though the diverse vegetation doth produce a far more complex bouquet of aromas. A welcome difference indeed, for I have grown weary of the scent of carrots. The sooner we can get a look at this ether burner of theirs, the sooner we can start working out how to improve it. We might finally have the chance to commune directly with Hydaelyn, provided we somehow manage to succeed where the Sharlayan's finest engineers have failed. Still, it still won't hurt to have a look. This is it, the Central Circuit! The farther down we travel, the more expansive the sky above becomes, artificial though it is. Would that the heavens elsewhere could be so idyllic. Or idyllic. Please tell me we're almost there, or is there another underground level we have to reach? The even more central circuit, perhaps? I imagine the secrets kept here would be of great benefit to mine own research, but I will refrain from indulging my curiosity for the time being. I have no idea what makes Alphino so confident that we can solve this problem of theirs. Relentless optimism, I presume. A not unwelcome trait in a youth, but less so in a gambler. Aye, let us resolve never to let him set foot in the gold saucer. But you're also bad with money. So what the hell? You're like birds of a feather. The Aetherburner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokoi Dankokol, after whom the forge is named. Once the necessary introductions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss the particulars. This way. Yay, another new character. I'm also getting a little tired, but it's not end of the episode yet. Northwest. Let's find this ether current. Northwest. 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 94. Northwest. Where the hell is it? Oh, that's level 88 stuff. Oh my gosh. Southwest. The hell is this thing, man? Please be like right here. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yay. Can't wait to have flying unlocked in this area. Ugh. Woo! Oof! Oh my gosh! I am definitely getting hit with the tiredness, the sleepiness. Yeah, this is the anti-tower music right now. Hey, look at Chocobo Cape. Chocobo Porter, yeah, whatever. Aetheryte must attune to the Aetheryte so I can never have to travel so far again. Ugh, the Charlene Hamlet. This is not where we're supposed to go, by the way. Where are we supposed to be going? We went the wrong way. We went the wrong way. Oopsie doodles. Yeah, we have no reason to go to the Charlene Hamlet. At the moment, anyway. And the music straight up changed. Up to the shorty, up to the da, all to the shorty, all to the shorty, oh shorty, oh shorty, oh. Oh, shorty. Oh. Where's the next Aether Current? Southwest. If I'm not making it to the end of this episode at this rate. There's clearly somewhere else to go down. Like, there's that whole central region. Yeah. Yeah. Who's Dini? Who's Sondini? What's Sondini? Oh my god, there's so many people. Surely the form hath already petitioned the aid of the Loporrits, given their familiarity with such knowledges. Is it actually? No, because they have no idea who the bunnies are, so it would not be a bunny. Is he talking to himself? He looks lost in thought, although it seems he's hit something of a stumbling block. For a closely guarded secret, you can see practically everything from outside, even with the magical barrier surrounding it. Perhaps you like to break the ice? He hasn't even realized we're here. Perhaps he has realized, but just doesn't care. I was expecting the Sky Steel Manufactory, but instead I find a village smithy. While many of the facilities within the central circuit seem to be visible from the upper levels, the more secretive work must be carried out behind closed doors. This is the man we seek. Do try not to startle him. What does this guy look like? You just look like a miner.
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost my eyebrows. Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, Master Force, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse.
Okay, now that it finally reached a point where I can press a button at my will, I wanted to say that that voice sounded similar to Wedge's. Though it has been a while since I heard Wedge's voice, so I could just be misremembering that voice.
Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the ether burner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
What's that supposed to mean?
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the ether burner.
Aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperites?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it, though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. but only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive cores from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards, and the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
Oh, she's actually referencing the Bahamut raid. Oh my gosh. Weren't we near the part of Ragnarok? Dude, I don't freaking remember. You want me to go and fetch the... what's-its? The White Raven's ghost. It haunts me. This sounds like a job for someone else. I like this one. Because it's like even a further reference to the raid.
Heavens, are you alright? You look pale as a... well... Best put that battle from your mind for now. Deep breaths. That's it.
That's funny.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours. What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us Heavensward.
Heavensward.
This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Nice.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-Sword expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
What are you suggesting?
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Any road, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Find a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
Dude, are we about to steal the Kojin treasure for this?
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking. And I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
Oh boy, another round. Let's start with Kokol Den Cole here. Just appreciate you doing all this. I'm getting me hopes up in just yet. There are no oaths or contracts binding the members of the Ilzabard contingent, and in many ways it was even more loosely organized than the Crystal Braves. Nevertheless, I knew none would refuse this call to arms. Truly, we have been blessed with trustworthy and dependable allies. Man, it's been like a decade of us forming it, so yeah, it better be worth it. Time and time again, it seems that Allegan something or other are either the cause of or the solution to our problems. To think the self-same materials that once launched Dalamud will now be used to help ferry mankind to the moon. There's poetry in that. I'm confident that even the deadliest of Allegan defense mechanisms are no match for our allies. At this rate, some of them might soon have as many accomplishments to their names as a certain warrior of light. Considering how much of a fuss he made at the time, I don't see why he takes every opportunity to bring it up. It was just firewood. Ha! Oh, I remember what he's talking about now. Back during the Heaven's Ward. That's funny. I hadn't even thought about the connection there. First the Telophoroi, and now the final days. No one can accuse the Ilzabar contingent of backing down from a challenge. Of course, they weren't all so committed to the cause when we first set out. But after seeing the example set by you, Alphano and the others, the change was palpable. They couldn't help but believe. What serendipitous irony that the remnants of the 7th Umbral Calamity would become the keys to the mankind's salvation. Never more certain have I been that Master Louis Sois watcheth over us from the ethereal sea. Though Bahamut is long gone, the internment hulks are far from safe. It could be much worse, of course. They won't have to fight their way past Mericidian dragons, nor is there any danger that the Elder Primal might be summoned again. Even so, I dare say there is still a fair few Allegan creations and contraptions remaining to bar our friends away. I only hope that Grandfather watches over them. And then I give her the voice. Though Bahamut is long gone and the interment hulks are far from safe, it could be much worse, of course. They won't have to fight their way past the Mericidian dragons, nor is there any danger that the Elder Primal might be summoned again. Even so, I dare say there are still a fair few Allegan creations, contraptions remaining to bar our friends' way. I only hope that Grandfather watches over them. There we go. So you see, I'd said it that time. It's times like these that we're reminded of how famous, or infamous, Alphano has become. Who would have thought he could achieve so much with a single link pearl conversation? As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, I'd best return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. I also have contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who might that be? Oh, she's giggling. That's for me to know and you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck. Decline. because I remember this time. Summoner shall accept this. Do the giggle. Do the giggle, please. Do the giggle. Yep, there's the giggle. Cool, cool. Yeah, and bam. Give me that sweet XP. Give me that sweet XP! Oh, we're getting the cutscene. Meanwhile, in Ul'dah. Uh-oh. What's going on in Ul'dah? Uh-oh. What's with this music?
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberk will personally see it done.
That's also Gasetsu's voice.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade, clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults.
We're literally getting Bahamut music right now. Wait, that's actually kind of awesome.
Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Ul'dah's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Ul'dah will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ul'Namo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
So proud of her. She becomes quite the capable leader. A far cry of what it used to be. Meanwhile, in the Black Shroud. Oh, we're gonna get, like, all the cutscenes now. Oh, isn't that the archer dude? No, it's not. I'm thinking of something else. Archer dude is like a different race completely.
We've fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
Yeah, there's Lise. I see you, Lise.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency's so plain to see.
It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Was this the raid music too? Because this sounds really
Then
good.
I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
Huh.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
Meanwhile, in Krithis.
There you are! We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already...
Oh, Harshafon. Yeah, damn it. What's going on?
That was a roar! A dragon's roar!
Is that who I think it is? Meanwhile, on the Ruby Sea, I guess we're just not gonna know the answer to that question quite yet.
And so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
It's Sorben. Sorben, right?
Is that...
Hancock?
Soroban,
What
there
a
it is.
surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
Oh, a reference to the trials. Oh, so good. Oh man, I freaking love this game. Seeing all the characters from all the previous expansions come together. That's the good stuff, man. That's the good stuff. Unfortunately, I have to end tonight's session. I would really love to continue right now, but I can't. Man, why must it be so late? I know I've gone on longer in other days, but I really do gotta not overdo it tonight. At least not in the new year. Things will be a little different, but we'll see if this actually takes me that long. Well, we might. I'll spare you guys the details. Anyway, This is Firemac saying, toodles, see you next time.